Hello everyone, Turtleags here bringing you another AFK journey video. I'm sorry that I have been away for so long. In addition to having some OBS Studios issues, I also caught food poisoning from this piece of fish that I ate. And man, I was on the toilet for 4 or 5 days straight. I started eating solid food about 2 days ago. It's been rough, but I am actually in a new environment. I'm in Yerevan, Armenia. Yesterday I went to the opera house and watched the Nutcracker Ballet. It was really cool. It was the first time I watched a performance like that, and it made me really thoughtful about the performing arts, made me appreciate it a lot more. But anyways, speaking of ballet, let's talk about Lily May. For Lily May, I wanted to speak of her power. I think there's a lot of people who want to know whether or not they should summon for her. And I think this is in part because some people blew their rate up tickets on Olmus or Ludovic after running out of patience on who to summon for, so they ended up using their tickets. And then Lily May showed up, and we were like, holy, finally a rate up hero who's actually meta defining, across all game modes. And for those of you guys who are on the fence as to whether or not to pull on Lily May, I would highly, highly encourage you to start doing so. I don't know how Mikola will be when she comes out, but with how Lily May is right now, taking, Standard Arena and Supreme Arena by storm, and then also just being best in slot for 4 out of 6 of the Dream Realm bosses, and also having some relevance in AFK stage pushing, I probably use Lily May maybe 1 out of every, say, like 75 to 100 stages. I know that's not a whole lot, but she does have her niche uses, especially with her ability to cancel ultimates the first time. And we'll talk about all of that in a moment. But first, let's talk about why I think Lily May is so good. So I think the reason why Lily May is so good is because she enters the battle in a defensive state. And what this defensive state is that as soon as an enemy casts their ultimate, she transitions out of the defensive state, cancels their ultimate, and fires back with a good bit of damage, also causing them to lose their energy. And if you're going against a boss battle, you will not interrupt their ultimate, but she will do even more damage. And while she is doing this, she is in the unaffected state, which means that she can't be crowd controlled, which is very, very useful. And so this is why people say that she counters Aaron, because Aaron tries to ult right off the bat. Lily May will cancel that ultimate, fire back with a bunch of damage onto that Aaron, and then do her other parts of her kit. I think one of her best skills is the Rainstorm Ballet, this really crazy move right here. What makes Rainstorm Ballet so powerful is that she is able to do a bunch of damage. She attacks 6 times, and she does this flashy moves where she's invincible. She'll jump off the ground into the air and do a bunch of really rapid attacks. And then what also makes her so good is that she is able to grow over the course of battle, increasing her attack percent and enhancing her next 4 normal attacks from Rainstorm Ballet, which is, I would say, the bread and butter of her kit. And what's awesome is that with her enhanced normal attacks, what it means is that she does true damage. And this true damage is based off of the target's max HP. I think this is the reason why, as I'll show later, she ends up replacing Corrin. Because Corrin, if you recall correctly, he also does true damage. He also does damage that scales off of the opponent's max HP, But Lily May does that, and instead of applying little amounts of shielding like Corrin does, Lily May is able to do a ton of damage that rivals that of Mary Lee. So, very exciting unit. Not to mention, her hero focus I think is one of the best in the game. Penetration means that she bypasses the enemy physical and magic defense uh, based on the amount of penetration that she has. So being able to bypass, you know, the enemy defenses is going to be very relevant in Dream Realm bosses. And then here it's just talking about how if you pair her up with someone like, say, like a Smokey or like a Damien who is able to buff her with a non-permanent stat boost, the first time that happens she does grow, which, what does it mean when she grows? She basically, when she grows stronger, you know, she has more damage output and, you know, enhanced normal attacks. And then her season skill, it's not too crazy. It's just like an extra projectile every 3 normal attacks, so it's just like more damage essentially. Okay, so now that we've talked about why Lily May is so good, let's go ahead and do some showcases. First, I'm going to showcase her in the Dream Realm boss. Today, I think this is one of the best showcases we can do, because as you can see here, if we were to go into formations, you'll notice that for 4 out of 6 of the Dream Realm bosses, specifically Alpha Bear, Skyclops, Necro Dragon, and Snow Stomper, she is best in slot. Now for the other two, the King Croaker as well as Lone Gaze, she's not best in slot. And I think the reason for this is because, well, I think one possible reason is because there's other alternatives. Like ever since they did the some sort of AI change to the positioning of Shakir, so Shakir ends up being more relevant, and you know Shakir has that defensive aura, and then Talene just does so much damage against the Lone Gaze. And then same thing goes with King Croaker as well. But for the other 4 bosses, Lily May is best in slot. And in case you guys are kind of curious about the formations, this is the formation for Alpha Bear that you use with Lily May. And then for Skyclops, here's the formation for Lily May. I'm showing this to you guys in case you're on a relatively new server where no one is running the best teams, the optimal teams yet. So, you know, you get a glimpse as to, you know, which ones are the best. Yeah, here's actually, I do believe Rainier on the other side is better. I actually think so. Let me just show you mine's. From my playtesting, this is the better formation with Rainier on the other side. It matters more because Necro Dragon shoots the puddle at the largest group, and you don't want everyone in one huge group, right? You want to split up into 2 groups. And then finally, Snow Stomper here. Let me just show you my formation. Okay, so, and then that's the best formation for Lily May. I could go another 10 minutes as to why these are the best formations, or you can take my word for it. Let me go ahead and just show you, just illustrate one thing real quick, which is that with her Rainstorm Ballet, she does jump out of Necro Dragon's grenade. Yes, so let's go ahead and illustrate this. Okay, so yeah, you see that circle, there's a timer, and she's going to go into Rainstorm Ballet, become invincible, and jump out of the way, and she doesn't get exploded on. And then the reason for the formation, the way I set it up, the reason why we have the fake illusion Feresto along with Rainier dynamic balancing, both of them targeting my Merrily, is because Merrily is actually incredibly squishy, and Lily May, even though she's a rogue, she's surprisingly resilient. I think possibly because of her ability to go into invincible mode so frequently, as well as her ability to be CC immune. So, yeah, so that's why Lily May is quite good. Typically, she does around 20 build damage for me personally at EX20. However, sometimes RNG can be on your side, and she can end up doing up to like 23 build damage. And as you can see, she ends up Lily May does more damage than Marilee, even though Marilee, got the attack boost from Rainier. So that kind of speaks to the power level of Lily May, and both my Marilee and Lily May are EX20, and Paragon doesn't have that much of an impact. All right, so let me go ahead and show you Arena. Now, I've already exhausted all my attacks. However, I can show you a replay of Lily May against a standard Aaron team. Now, in the past, what would happen would be the best defensive teams were either, it would be like Doran, Aaron, Scarlita, Damien, and you could either go Arden or Haywin for the 5th slot, depending on how offensive or defensive you wanted to go. Now, with the introduction of Lily May, what is starting to happen, at least on my server, is that people are now swapping out Arden for Lily May. Either they swap out Arden for Lily May or they swap out Aaron for Lily May. Now, on my server, for some reason, I think my server just stopped caring about Arena just because most of the top hitters are in my alliance right now and we don't really attack each other. And so for this reason, most people have not adopted or cared to adopt Lily May on their team. But I'm going to show you the power of Lily May when you do have her on your team. So let's go ahead and do a replay. Now I'm partnering her up with Burial because Burial is one of my favorite heroes in the game. And one thing that you probably noticed right off the bat, actually, sorry, I distracted you guys. What will happen in the very start is that my Lily May is going to hit Aaron in the beginning, canceling out his ultimate, taking away his energy, and doing a good sizable amount of damage on Aaron. That'll happen right at the start. Boom. Okay, see, so Aaron, okay, I kind of exaggerated on the damage, but yeah, Aaron's ultimate has been canceled, and now Burial is continuing to steal energy from everyone while doing good amounts of damage. This keeps the enemy from doing their ultimates. And you see how as Lily May gets stronger, she ends up, doing more damage. Although this was one of those weird replays where my Lily May actually died. Usually she does not. This was actually some RNG where it actually ended up being a pretty close match. But I can show you another replay. Same defensive formation, same attack formation, and I ended up doing a lot better. There's always RNG. There's no team that's 100% win rate, but you can give yourself a good shot. So here is same offensive and defensive team. Aaron has been interrupted again. And what else can I say? The reason why I like running Shakir here... Oh, okay, I remember now. Okay, so here instead of Burial, I went Shakir. The nice thing about going Shakir is that Shakir has this cool mechanic where when he enters his lupine state, he actually pounces on the enemy in front of him, which in this case is Thorn, knocking them back, which I like a lot because it allows my my Shakir to push Thorn back enough so that when the opponent does the Thorn cheese does not reach the rest of my heroes. So that's kind of like a cool tech that you can implement on your team if you're struggling against the Thorn cheese, where the Thorn cheese is basically when you're like winning and then the opponent does the Thorn ultimate that wipes out 3 of your heroes in one blow because you did so much damage. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some Supreme Arena attacks, but just like Lily May. So one thing I do recommend if you want to have a solid Lily May formation is I would personally run her on map 2 because a lot of people like to run Arden or also on map 2, which means that usually you'll run Aaron and Olmus there too. And Lily May is really nice because what Lily May will do, she'll cancel the opposing Aaron ultimate, and if the opponent has a Lily May too, that's fine. And there's so much synergy in this team, you know, Arden crowd controlling and doing extra damage with also doing extra damage because of so much crowd control, right? You got Aaron crowd controlling, Olmus crowd controlling, and yeah, very solid team. You could also consider swapping one of these heroes out with Damien so that Damien does the the buff, right? The haste, which is a non-permanent buff, which enables part of Lily May's kit, which allows her to grow faster. So this is the team that I would recommend. Let's go ahead and showcase that. Okay, so this is quite interesting. So this opponent, Zero, he runs a different Lily May formation. That's Lily May, Arden, Scarlita, Granny, and Aaron. Very interesting team. I actually lost against this, which I was very surprised. I think the only explanation I have is that my Alsa is Supreme Plus, and he has like almost all Paragon 4s. Yeah, it was probably the Paragon difference. But anyways, let's go ahead and showcase this matchup here. Usually my Raging Duel skyrockets like crazy, but against him, I think because he was crowd controlling me as well, so it was really hard for me to get my Rage meter up. Yeah, my Aaron was taking so much damage. You know, I think part of why Granny's so good here is because Granny also does crowd control with her ultimate, although I don't think she gets her ultimate off at all in this match, so I'm still puzzled as to what Granny even did there. But anyways, let me show you like when my... Okay, so my alliance member Puzzled attacked me, and so here he decided to run his Aaron team against me. Well, this is interesting. I think he's running the same formation as Zero, but this is the... But I did better here. Okay, so I'm the one in the red HP meter. I interrupted his Aaron, got all the crowd control. I'm doing massive amounts of damage on him, and as you can see, my Rage Duel goes up like crazy. I think I end up filling it up all the way, and then from there I have the 30% everything boost and end up finishing up the match. Yeah, and I was able to blow up most of his heroes before Scarlita came down. So anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this showcase. And I do have to say one more thing is just harping on how influential, how impactful Lily May has been for my account. I'm currently rank 5 in my district, which is kind of insane because in my district there are 5 people with P4 heroes and 1 person with P3 heroes, and I have P2 heroes. So to be able to be in top 5 right now, and I think at one point I was rank 1. I was rank 1 for 3 hours yesterday. Yeah, it was, I think, in part due to Lily May. Now, getting rank 1 is going to be impossible for me now because I personally, I think that I brought the best Lily May team you could possibly bring for Supreme Arena, and 3 out of 5 of the Leviathans copied my Lily May formation, so I will lose the mirror because of the Paragon difference. But before they copied my strat, I was rank 1 or rank 2. Okay, and then for Dream Realm, for my server, I've been rank 1 pretty much almost every day this past week. Let me show you. Yeah, so I'm rank 2 today, rank 1 yesterday, rank 1 before that, rank 1 before that. And then for the district, as you can see, rank 4 here, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5. So, I think the reason why I've been able to rank a little bit higher this time around is because I did hyper invest in Lily May, and she's just such an impactful unit. Like, even more impactful than Merrily when she was the best in slot for a lot of these Dream Realm bosses. So, anyways, Lily May, what I would recommend to you guys who now acknowledge that, okay, Lily May is a really meta defining hero, um, I would say, like, if you are having trouble getting the temporal essences, the maximum amount of temporal essences for your account, then maybe it would be a good idea to summon for Lily May. At least make it so that you can get the maximum 4 temporal essences, the maximum 6 temporal essences per day. Now, if you're on a very new server to where you're already accomplishing that, then maybe Lily May is not as necessary. Lily May, from a Dream Realm perspective, if the more whale packed your server is, the more important Lily May will be because you'll have a lot more competition. Um, if you are having difficulty competing against someone who is running an Aaron team, then you could run Lily May. Now, even before Lily May came out, I did find a way to counter Aaron, which involved, using Shakir and Tulane. I do have an older video on that if you want to check that out. You don't need Lily May to counter Aaron. However, she does open up more team building options against Aaron teams if you do decide to run her, because not everyone will have a Shakir built or will want to build a Shakir. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I think Lily May is one of the most exciting new heroes to come to AFK Journey. I do know that, Mikola is going to be coming out in how many days? As of this recording, she'll be coming out in about 3 weeks. And I don't know if Mikola will be impactful at all. I've personally found a lot of the new Maulers to be kind of underwhelming. Also was alright. She is relevant in Supreme Arena. She is excellent in drill runs, but you wouldn't really run her in Dream Realm, which is one of the most important modes in the game. But Lily May, I doubt Mikola will be able to compete with Lily May. But with Mikola being a Mauler, she could end up being an Aaron counter as well, simply by the fact that Maulers have a faction bonus advantage against Wilders. So, and then if you're low on rate up tickets, low on diamonds, what you could do is that you can just summon on Lily May, try to get her as close to Mythic Plus as you can, and then as soon as she rotates out of the banner, then add her to the wish list to keep working on her to Supreme Plus. Just because she is a must-pull unit, quote-unquote, doesn't mean that you will lose out on summoning for her after her banner rotates out, as I think all of you know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you in the next one.